So today is August 21st, 2023. 1 year ago today, after a long 10-hour day shift at work, I arrived home around 11:30 expecting to see my girlfriend either asleep or watching TV. Instead, I walked in to see her work computer was missing. I quickly looked around the apartment to see if anything else was missing. I went to the bedroom to see all of her stuff, and some of my stuff was gone as well. Yeah, so on that note, in remembrance of that event exactly 1 year ago today, this week's episode of "Ah Shit It's Monday" is heavily inspired by a man dealing with the after effects of his girlfriend leaving him while he was at work and having to deal with the financial and other effects of that situation. And weird transition, but as always, this episode in "Ah Shit It's Monday" series is brought to you by my "Ah Shit It's Monday" tee at my apparel site justtextclothing.com. More on that later on. Now on to this WTF story.
Ah shit, it's Monday. That was the first thought that crossed Tom's mind as he woke up to the sound of his alarm. He groaned and reached for his phone, hoping to turn it off and go back to sleep. But then he remembered. He had a presentation at 10 a.m. with his client, and he couldn't afford to miss it. He had to get up and face the day, no matter how much he hated it. He dragged himself out of bed and stumbled into the bathroom. He looked at himself in the mirror and felt a pang of anger. He saw his ex-girlfriend's face staring back at him, the same face that used to smile with affection and deceit. He hated her so much. She had left him a year ago, without any warning or explanation. She had packed her bags and moved out while he was at work, leaving him a note that said,
"I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore."
She had also taken some of his belongings, like his laptop, his watch, his favorite hoodie. She had left him with nothing but a broken heart and a pile of bills. He cursed as he remembered how she had betrayed him and hurt him. She had been his everything, his soulmate, his partner in crime. They had met in college, and had been together for 5 years. They had moved in together after graduation, and had planned to get married someday. They had shared everything, their dreams, their fears, their secrets. They had a perfect relationship, or so he thought. But then she left him and everything changed. He felt lost, confused, angry, depressed. He tried to move on, to forget her, to heal. He also tried to focus on his work, to keep his job, to pay his rent. He was a graphic designer for a small advertising agency, and he enjoyed his work. He was good at it, and he had potential. But he also felt uninspired, unmotivated, unhappy. He finished his presentation a few days before the deadline. It was a project for a new coffee brand, and he had to come up with a catchy slogan and a logo. He did his best, but he knew it was mediocre. He didn't care anymore. He just wanted to get it over with. He emailed his presentation to his boss and hoped for the best. His boss replied with a brief message that said,
"Looks good. See you on Monday."
He didn't sound impressed or excited. He sounded bored and indifferent. Tom felt the same way. He took a shower and got dressed. He grabbed his bag and headed out the door. He had a presentation at 10 a.m. with his client. His client, who was also his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. His ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend who had just launched his own coffee brand. His own coffee brand that was competing with Tom's client. Ah shit, it's Monday. And it's also the worst day of his life.
So it's safe to say that Tom is having a bad day. But you know what cheered him up? Going to justtextclothing.com and purchasing an "Ah Shit It's Monday" tee. The narrator of this story is going to tell you more about Tom's journey on justtextclothing.com.
As Tom begrudgingly faced the Monday morning ahead, he couldn't help but notice the "Ah shit, it's Monday" tee on the Just Text Clothing website. The irony wasn't lost on him, as he considered the challenges that lay before him. Priced at $25, this tee seemed like a fitting representation of his current state of mind. Just Text Clothing, a brand that celebrated simplicity, offered an array of tees that allowed wearers to make a statement without saying a word. With their straightforward slogan, Just Text Clothing, it's self-explanatory, the brand captured Tom's attention. He knew that by using the code JTC FreeShip50 at checkout, customers could enjoy free shipping on orders over $50, an opportunity to acquire a couple of tees and navigate the week in style. As he contemplated adding the "ah shit, it's Monday" tee to his cart, Tom found solace in the fact that he wasn't alone in the Monday struggle. Just Text Clothing gave him a chance to wear his emotions on his sleeve, quite literally, and express himself through the power of simple text. With a renewed sense of determination, he decided to embrace the spirit of the brand and face the week head-on. Just Text Clothing, a reminder that sometimes the most powerful statements are the simplest ones. Just Text Clothing, it's self-explanatory.
Well, this has been a low-key triggering episode of Aw Shit It's Monday. Definitely depressing as F though. Well, see you in the future.